Hey folks, hope you're doing good today, and I apologise if there's a bunch of background noise in today's video. My neighbours are banging, my gardener is doing the hedges, and I bought some crickets for my geckos, and they're chirping like hell, and they won't shut the fuck up. So there you go, I apologise. Now, we've had a super heavy day, pretty much every day this week. Yesterday's was the heaviest day that we've had on the channel. Ridiculous. That's all you can say. And I think we're going to keep that going on today in a different way, though. Tech death is what I've got for you today. I've got 3 bands. They're all super techy, ridiculous drumming, ridiculous guitar riffage, gutturals from hell. Yeah, this is what it's all about. I love this energy. I love the technicalness. I love the ability of the musicians. This is what's on. Love it. I just love everything about tech death. It's tech death that got me back into metal about four or so years ago now. Started to listen to tech death and kind of technical deathcore and stuff like that. And the guitaring particularly just blew me away, and the drumming is just on another level. The drummers in tech death bands, in my opinion, are the best drummers in the world. They're just pushing the envelope. You hear stuff in tech death drumming that you just don't hear anywhere else. You just don't hear it anywhere else. Anyway, we're going to keep the energy going as best we can. This next band is called The Dark is Light, and their tracks are bloody mouthful as well. Revenge of an Infernal Inhuman. So there you go. Let's check this one out. Whoa. Now this is a different drum sound to the last band who had a very raw sound. This is a produced drum sound, super loud kick, quite clicky. You can hear the bass grinding away in there nicely though. It's got its own place in the mix, it's got its own tone, very grindy. Again, another dark guitar tone. Nice vocal, gutturals, but got that high pitchedness to it as well, airiness to it. I like vocals like that. Yeah, the drums are super punching out the mix, especially the kick. Washy cymbals as well, sounds nice. If anything, I'd say the kick is maybe just that little bit too loud. Got his wobbly leg technique as well. The vocal's a bit buried in the mix on this. I like that. I like a bit of a buried vocal, so it's not the most prominent thing in the mix. I know a lot of people like to have the vocal as the main thing you listen to, but I think in this music you want to hear the riffage, you want to hear the drums. And the vocals, they're not as important as they are in other genres. Yeah. Low end. And what I like about this band and the last band as well is you can always hear the bass in the mix. It's got its own place, it's got a nice tone, but it's also supporting the low end of the guitars. Sick. That's the perfect spot for bass in my opinion. Nasty vocal. Like a wretched vocal. It's almost like a style where they suck the air back in. That's a sick style of vocal. It gives this kind of scratchy tone. Now, I'm going to have creases in my face after today just from pulling a grimace face for the whole time. This is the music that does it for me, where you just sit there like, ridiculous. So these guys are breaking it down a bit more as well, which is nice. They're quite atmospheric. It's not relentless tech death. I like all styles of tech, really. I like it when they're high energy, relentless, just non-stop. A bit like the last band. Then it's always nice as well to have a bit of a breather, catch your breath, then back into it, you know? Yeah, these guys are nasty. That bass sounds sick. Yeah. Heavy. Yeah, these vocals, man. Don't let your mom walk in when you've got this one on. She'll think you've just worshipped Satan or something, you know? Heavy. Yeah, that was ridiculously heavy as well. A different way to the first band. The first band, as I say, were more relentless tech, just ridiculous riffage. These guys had ridiculous riffage and all the rest of it, but they also broke it down, give you a bit of a breather, let you mosh your head for a minute at a bit of a slower tempo than about 280 BPM. Now, this next band, I know that they pretty much only go in fifth gear. I don't know a lot about this band, but I've listened to a few of their performances, watched a couple of live performances, because I always like to see when you're as technical and as fast and ridiculous as you are, these bands are. I always like to check out, can they do it live? You know, watch a bit of a live performance. Particularly, I watch out for the drummers live, because when your double bass is this fast and your drumming's that technical and really cutting edge, you know, I want to check out, can you do it live? I know this band can do it live. And within the tech death scene, there, you know, these guys are a pretty big name, but the tech death scene is underground. You know, there's no mainstream tech death bands as far as I know anyway. But anyway, these are kind of big within the scene. Their name is Cytotoxin. This track is called Lupus Aurora. This is a new one out. So we'll check this out and see what it's all about. Yeah, and Unique Leader Records. I'm going to put them up. Top 5 records labels at the moment. Sick bands on their label. Let's check this out. These guitars are a bit less dark, a bit more punching out the mix. Listen to those drums. Crazy tight snare. Hasn't got a lot of snare to it though. Kick sounds amazing. But at this speed, if your kick was as loud as the last band and the drums were as loud as the last band, that's all you'd hear. Because this is just full throttle, double bass out the wazoo. No. Yeah, that's a sick guitar tone. Super thick, bubbly. Goes well with this kind of riffage. Now, I will say, we can't hear the bass quite as nicely as we could in the first two bands in this mix. It's kind of more supporting the guitars in this mix than having its own kind of tone within the mix. First two bands, the bass was very prominent. You could always hear the bass, catching your ear on the bass, doing its runs and all that stuff. Ridiculous guitaring in this band. One of the things that drew me to this band initially, I saw a guitar playthrough of one of their tracks. Ridiculous. Just non-stop. The drummer in this band is just 10 out of 10. As I say, you can do it live. I've checked him out live. He's sick. Whole band's tight live. They've got a good sound. They know what they're doing. This one's a nice one as well. got some atmosphere, quite a wide track. Some of their other tracks, the guitar tone isn't quite as beefy as this. It's a bit more toned back. There's a bit less gain on it. This sounds chunky. Drums sit nicely in the mix when you've got your double bass blazing at this speed. If it's too loud, that's all you hear. Sat nicely in the mix. It's not overtaking the mix, not overtaking the guitars. Dope. Yeah. Heavy there with a double vocal and vocal layering. The drummer in this band is just 10 out of 10. This is as good as it gets. Top of their game. Like a machine gun, or like a Gatling gun and a machine gun. No. Drums sound sick. They're all recorded super nice. Sit in the mix super nice. Good washy cymbals. Double bass doesn't overtake the mix. Good. Relentless energy. That's what I love about Tech Death. Relentless energy, relentless technical ability. These guys are at the top of their game, pushing the envelope. Musicians, in my opinion, if you want to check out the best musicians in the band, particularly drummers, you go to Tech Death. That's where it's at. There's maybe some jazz guys and this and that are up there as well. But for heavy music, Tech Death is where the talent is at. No one in a Tech Death band is a shitty musician, because you just can't do it. You have to practice and practice and practice for like decades to even be able to attempt to play someone else's Tech Death, let alone write your own and all of that. So every single Tech Death band, just quality musicians. That's what I love about it. Yeah, I love to keep up with the cutting edge of music and hear the latest and greatest and who's at the top of their game. And Tech Death is where I go to find out, because that's where it's at. Super nice, keeping it heavy all this week. Different types of heavy though. Tomorrow I think we've got some grunge and rock coming up though, so we're going to change the tempo a bit, dial it back a little bit, because we've been pretty much going about 11 out of 10 all a week. So yeah, we've got some grunge and rock and stuff coming up tomorrow. I'm going to enjoy that one. Haven't heard some grunge in a long time, but it was grunge that got me into all of this, started me on my band journey. So yeah, love a bit of grunge as well. Love this Tech Death. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. Like and subscribe and all that garbage if you want to do that. And if not, I'll just see you tomorrow for the grunge bands. See ya. Bye.